In this video, we're talking spec books with the Pressable Defects. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle Haas. And we got a very special video here today. We're talking spec books with the Pressable Defects. We got Matt Forge and DeButcha. Guys, thank you guys so much for coming onto this channel. Why don't you tell the Swaggle Haas viewers a little bit about yourselves and what you got going on?
Yeah, thanks for having us, buddy. This is a blast. I know we've been trying to get together for a while.
Yeah.
Follow your channel there. You're doing great. Guys, if you're coming over from the Defects, make sure you sub this man up. Gives out great content. Basically our channel is comic books. Anything comic book related. We do specs. We talk about covers. We talk about MCU news. We do new comic book day show. And we got a 5,000K giveaway. We're trying to follow Swaggle up the ladder here. We're just under 5,000. So if you do decide to go watch the other half of this video, we got the giveaway going. So the Butcher, anything else?
That's it, guys. Thanks for having us, Swaggle. Excited to be here, man, and looking forward to see what you guys picked today.
Yeah, well, like the thumbnail probably suggested, we're talking spec books here. Maybe you guys were at part 1 over on the Pressable Defects channel, but definitely to reiterate what Matt was saying, jump over to their channel, watch the other half of the spec books that we talked about, give them a sub up. These guys do great content. But hey, in this video here, we got 4 spec books to talk about. So let's get in the first one, shall we?
Do it.
All right, guys, I'm going to keep this very short and sweet. Secret Wars to number 3 from September 1985, written by Jim Shooter, illustrated by Al Milgrom. 2 classic comic book members right there, guys. It's the first full appearance of the Beyonder in his human form. We all know his cameo from Secret Wars number 1 is going absolutely crazy right now with a ton of first appearances in there. And just to be in Secret Wars, and everybody's hot for Secret Wars, right? In that book, he only appeared as a voice and a light, but this book, you get the Beyonder. And this is a long-term spec, guys. If you've been watching Loki, if you've been watching the MCU stuff, it's all going towards Secret Wars, right? We could all agree on that. So you cannot do Secret Wars without the Beyonder. He has come here to observe the human race, why they are battling, what's going on, all types. He studies everything that humans do. So a book you want to be on the lookout for, guys. Last sale in a 9.8 was $265, and you could find this book raw for about $20. It's 1985, so whether you go newsstand or direct edition, it's 50-50 in 1985. So either way you go, but again, guys, a book you are going to want to grab because this could be the next big bad guy in the MCU.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great pick. I mean, like you mentioned, everyone's hunting those Secret Wars 1 books right now, and those ones are totally exploding. And it feels like this one has totally gone under the radar with regards to those books. And this feels like this is the one you would want to have if you're specking on the Beyonder. I mean, this is the one that, I would assume if we got him in the MCU, he's going to have some likeness to what we see here in this book. And that excites me about this one. So definitely a great pick.
Thanks, Phil.
Yeah, this is great. Like Jay said, long term, but you can't do Secret Wars without the Beyonder. And guys, stay on the lookout in your LCS for these because I pull these out of back bins all the time still. So yes, like Jay said, eBay, they're $20. They're starting to jump up a little bit, but back bins all day for this book. I'm telling you, grab this whenever you see it.
Absolutely. All right. The next book we got here is Spider-Woman number 5 from 1978. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first full appearance of Morgan Le Fay post-Golden Age. So Morgan Le Fay, who is Morgan Le Fay? Morgan Le Fay is one of those characters kind of like Thor and Hercules and Dracula that exists outside of, the Marvel universe. It's kind of a mythical character with regards to, other sort of properties. And she sort of belongs to that, Knights of Camelot Merlin, King Arthur sort of world. And what is so interesting to me about her specifically is she's kind of an evil sorceress, but she has ties to kind of, the ebony blade and the history and the origin of the Black Knight. And, you notice there I have in the parentheses, this is post Golden Age. So her first actual appearance was in that Golden Age Black Knight #1, the original Black Knight book that, for the most part, none of us are ever going to get our hands on that one because it is such an old book. But as far as her appearance when it gets to Marvel comic books, this is the first full one. And we got the Eternals trailer. We know Kit Harington is coming. He's going to be playing the Black Knight. It feels like we're going to get some kind of origin with what that character is with the Ebony Blade. And it feels like, if they're going to kind of stick to the, comic material, they're going to want to use this character here, Morgan Le Fay. So this one is really interesting to me. It feels like we're getting, all this kind of sorcerer stuff with the Darkhold stuff and Agatha Harkness. So it feels like Morgan Le Fay could slide right in there and be a part of the MCU.
Yeah. I love it, man. Especially you said it ties into the Ebony Blade and the Dark Knight. We all know Kit signed a multi-film deal with the MCU, and this is something to be on the lookout for. A great pick.
Yeah, this is a cheap book still, surprisingly, because it may not be for long. Not for Morgan, just because Spider-Woman news. People are just going to start grabbing up all those early issue Spider-Woman. But I like it the most because of she's got ties all over Marvel. There's no doubt about that. But she does have big ties, and you said it, Swaggle, to the Darkhold. And I think that's going to be a bigger part of the MCU for the next year or so than people think. So I like this book big time. That's a great pick.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, let's go on now to the next book here. And the next one, Matt?
Fantastic Four, number 272 from John Byrne's Fantastic Four run, 1984. This is the first appearance of Nathaniel Richards. And like you can see there, father of Reed Richards. So before I get into the first appearance talk, I'll just talk about this character a little bit. This is a book that I've been picking up for a while. I'm a Fantastic Four guy, John Byrne. I wanted that whole run, but I pick this book up every time. I find it because if we're getting the Fantastic Four and they really flesh out their story arcs and characters, which I believe we have to believe they will, right? At this point, third time's a charm, right? We're going to call it that. You got to bring in his father. And another thing a lot of people don't know is that with all the time travel talk, again, another Loki-inspired pick, with all the time travel talk, Nathaniel Richards is a big-time time traveler, right? It really starts to get a little, I don't want to get too far down this rabbit hole, but this is the Nathaniel Richards from Earth 616. The Nathaniel Richards from Earth 6311 is actually better known as Kang, Ramatut, Immortus, Iron Lad. So it's kind of weird. There's there's multiple Nathaniel Richards, and they're actually both very big characters for two completely different reasons. So I don't know if the MCU would do anything kind of tying it all together as far as making these, different, if we bring Kang in, is he really Nathaniel Richards? I don't know. They say they say Kang is a descendant in the comics of Nathaniel Richards. So there's too many connectors here to leave this character out of for Kevin Feige to leave this out of the MCU. And again, this is probably a longer term. This comes a year or two after the Fantastic Four, I believe. But you never know, right? You never know with the way these guys' mind works in the MCU. Another interesting tidbit is Nathaniel Richards in the comics was known as the Benefactor because he time traveled to the future, I guess, to 6311, and he saved, I guess it was, I don't know if it was Earth, it was wherever Kang was born. He saved that, and he was known as the Benefactor. And we know in Ant-Man 2, they were talking about the Benefactor. Now, is this who they're talking about? Probably not, but it was just like another additional tie that I kind of noticed. So I think there's too many ties here for this character not to pop at some point. I'm going to stop talking and quickly, Swaggle, if you could switch the slides. I just want to show, this is the last page of this book, okay? They show the character. I know there's a little bit of controversy whether 273 is his first full appearance. I'll just let you guys decide. He's in the story. He interacts with other characters in the story. His name, his full body. they talk about him throughout the whole story. We just don't know who they're talking about yet. CGC lists it on their label as his first appearance. So again, let the market decide. I own both books. I don't have a horse in the race. I feel like this is his, just call it, I'll just say first appearance. But I don't think this is a Hulk 180, 181 situation. I feel like we've had much less and have it called just a first appearance. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I love it. The 272 is a book I always pick up. I have both as well. You know that 273 is his first cover, but I believe this to be the money book.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any horse in the race with regards to if this is the first full or first cameo or whatever you want to call it or whatever. But, you know, I would just say if you can come across either book, it feels like just pick them up. Because to your point, I mean, the Nathaniel Richards thing, I feel like this is a great pick because, you know, as I started to see stuff and watching Loki and thinking about Kang and all this stuff, I think we're going to get every version of Kang in the MCU, including this one, because I think that fits into the narrative. Like, it fits into the look at the time travel and the multiverse and all this wibbly wobbly stuff. Like, I feel like that's part of, you know, the allure of what they want to do with Kang is have him in every single incarnation that he can be in the show. So I really like this pick a lot.
Yeah, and like you said, I totally forgot to say that 273. Always grab that book as well, because either way, both books are going to go up in price. So newbie comics, don't worry, I got you, bro. 273 is still a good book to buy. I just think 272 is the better book to buy, but it's just conversation. That's just my opinion. So
yeah. All right. Well, the last book we got here is going to be Astonishing Ant-Man number 12 from 2015 by Nick Spencer. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of Darren Cross as Yellowjacket. So if you guys remember all the way back in Ant-Man number 1, there was an actor, Corey Stoll. He played Darren Cross, who became, you know, the main villain, put on the Yellowjacket suit. And he was sort of the main villain of that movie. And then if you remember at the end of the movie, he kind of shrunk down into who knows where he went, right? He went into perhaps the quantum realm. Maybe he died. No one really ever dies in the MCU. But this is a book where, you know, that character became the Yellowjacket. And recently there was a kind of a leak where Evangeline Lilly, who plays the Wasp, she had an Instagram post, or maybe it was a Twitter post, excuse me if I got that one wrong, where she actually said something to the likes of, super excited about Ant-Man 3 script, big shout out to, you know, my film partners. And she talked about Paul Rudd, and she mentioned Corey Stoll as well in it. So maybe, and then she deleted it. So, you know, maybe did she let out the fact that Yellowjacket's going to make a return in, you know, Ant-Man 3. I don't know, but it feels like if we are exploring the quantum realm further, if we're going into Chronopolis, maybe we're going to come across Yellowjacket. Maybe he's been in the quantum realm this entire time. And for that reason, I like this book as a potential one to get hot, especially since it's not that expensive right now still. When, you know, you can find it out there in stores, definitely more of a newer book. So one that I'm pretty interested in.
Another great pick. And I love the fact that you said she deleted the post, because, you know, 9 times out of 10, when something is deleted, that means they let out something they weren't supposed to. So great picks all around, guys.
Those are the leaks to definitely go for. Jay said it right. Anytime it's gone quick, it's definitely want to take notice.
All right, well, those are our 4 spec books. And again, I wanted to mention, if you guys are watching this video for the first time, you didn't see the other half, be sure to navigate over to the Pressable Defects channel to check out the other 4 books that we talked about. I will put a link in the description. Definitely check out their channel. They're close to 5K. They're doing a 5K giveaway. They do great content. I don't know, if you watch my videos, you're going to love their videos. I don't know why you haven't heard of them. I don't know why you're not subscribed to them. Shame on you guys. Go over there. I watch their videos all the time, and they do great content. And thanks again, guys, so much for hopping on the channel here today.
Thank you, man. And guys, if you're from Pressable Defects and you're checking this channel out for the first time, vice versa, sub up this guy right here. He's an awesome member of the community, such a nice guy, puts out great comic book content. So give him a sub, guys. And if you're coming over from Swaggle to us, welcome, enjoy the ride.
There you go. I'll just co-sign everything Jay said, and just thank you, Swaggle. Appreciate it. This was a lot of fun, and hopefully we do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.